Thanks for staying with us. The program is still This Morning on ITV, broadcasting from your darling station, independent television located at the hilltop of Umpape District. It's time for us to talk aviation this morning, and indeed, whether we like it or not, aviation is almost everywhere here. From every angle you look at it daily, the aviation sector is booming, and the Nigerian headlines this morning are all awash with aviation-related report, whether to search or not to search, or why we search, or why I was searched, or how I was searched. Everything is just about the searching of, and all of those things are put together here. And this morning we would be looking at issues that pertain to the aviation sector on the program. Okay, Mr. Godwin N.E.K. has been a regular guest on the program here, one who has come to have passionate love for aviation so much here. His contact are all on the screen for you to link with him, the phone numbers, the email address, you can send the mails, the website. You want to go and check who he is and what he's doing. YouTube channel, if you want to go and watch some of the films and several other films that relate to aviation. You can tweet several others here. Very wonderful morning, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
I'm fine. My weekend was cool. Very cool. Very cool. Aviation cool.
Oh yeah. We had fun. That was on Thursday.
Yeah.
At North Center, where the stakeholders discussed how to move the aviation in Nigeria forward, and it was quite an interesting morning.
Okay, let's have to do that very quickly here. Yes, sir. If you look at the dailies this morning, they are watch. I know we have a topic to discuss here, but it's a game of searching. To search or not to search, or how was the searching conducted, or who is to search who, and all of those things here is searching. To what extent can search be called harassment and intimidation? Federal government is saying it's a routine search here, and some are saying in Nigeria we don't search big men. Why search this big man? And all of that. It's all about search here. The headlines are all about.
Let me start from the last comment you just made, which is extremely very silly and irresponsible.
Why search big men?
Why search
big men?
It's a very silly comment. It's extremely irresponsible for anyone to ask the question, why such big man? Security is for everyone, and security is meant for the good of all users of airplanes, all users of airports. It's one little slip and we'll have something very ugly in our hands that we could have prevented. However, having said that, let me say that technology is doing much more than humans can do. We need to find out all the available technology, install them, and for instance, the new airport in Ghana, nobody says anything to you. You walk through a chamber, and everything on you is seen. And if there is something that you're not supposed to be having on you, the door will not open for you. You will be stuck in that chamber until a security officer who has a master key opens and walks in and takes you, now this time for proper body search and discovery of what they are seeing. Well, if you come in and everything is okay, you have nothing, no security risk, and you have your passport, and your passport is current, and everything is okay, the automatic door opens for you, and you walk through like a gentleman or gentle lady.
What about sniffer dogs? I saw that in China so much. So precise.
Yes.
I don't know how they train those dogs. The dogs just pass everybody. It gets a particular bag. It kept hovering around that bag, and they just take you to a corner and they ask you, "What do you have?" I was so shocked. It was absolutely precise.
Dogs do theirs as well. Some are trained to sniff out drugs. Food. Others are trained to sniff out contraband foods. Some are trained to sniff out weapons. There are various ways that dogs can be used. Yes, those are available, and those do their job well. But then again, ultimately, we need to have technology in place. You see, what's sad about the situation in our country is that Nigeria's got enough money to deal with some of these installations. We've got monies available out there that we can attract if we put our acts together. At least ICAO told us that much, when they were here in 2017, and I attended that forum, and we were will inform in blunt, clear language. Anything you want to develop is in the form of infrastructure in aviation. It's just a matter of putting your acts together. Funds are available, and cheap funds for that matter. So we need to put our acts together and do them sincerely, not with the intention of defrauding and and engaging in money laundering, but with a sincere intention of putting out the best for our nation. We can do all this. We can. So let no one. I didn't observe or witness how the big man was searched. And I'm unable to comment whether the way he was searched was proper or not. I can't comment on that because I didn't witness it. But if it's about searching reasonably in the manner it should be done, I mean, you can be frisked. Well, some metal detectors can be used to scan around your body.
For a big man?
Yes.
A very big man?
Yes. Yes. You can't be bigger than the law. For goodness sake, you just can't be bigger than the law. It's one little slip. That's all it takes for something to go wrong, and there's a security breach, and we have a nasty situation on our hands. What's the meaning of big man? For goodness sake. It's for the safety of everyone. What if, for instance, some security organizations prepare somebody looking really cute, handsome, and looking worthy, and they want to attack an airplane, and they get this person to come pose like one of the billionaires of somewhere around the world, and then he comes around and wants to board one of the local flies that he wants to blow up, and then say, okay, this is a big man, let's let him pass. That's all it takes. Little sleep, and he's gone. And the next thing is, some airplane we loaded with 150 people, exploded in the mid-air, and investigations will be carried out to find out what went wrong. You would never realize until investigations pin down what happened, that it was just one little carelessness and a little sleep somewhere, and that's all it takes for a security breach to take place. For goodness sake, the meaning of big man is submitting yourself to the law. That makes more sense.
So everyone can be safe.
Yes. As a matter of fact,
but we don't search them most times.
The
regular flyer,
that is irresponsible.
Sometimes they can even drive into the wrong way.
I'm putting those that are supposed to be working for us at the airport. If it's being a culture that they don't search the so-called big man, it is irresponsible. And put an end to it. It is irresponsible.
Okay,
everyone should be searched. Everyone.
I know they search me regularly.
Well, sure. I do submit myself willingly, even though a lot of them know me, out there at the airport, and they always smile at me and, oh God, are you here, and stuff like that. Before you say, oh, go on, no, I raise my hands and say, come on, do your job. And when I stand by and find one individual slipping through without a proper frisking and searching, I make trouble. I've done that a couple of times at the airport. I call the security agencies. Why did you let that guy, pass through? Now, call him back. I did it to a Chinese once. There was one Chinese guy that, they just left through. Apparently, he's a regular traveler who's been, crisscrossing. And then on that particular day, I witnessed that he came and they just greeted him and he just walked through. And I said, what nonsense is this? And I told the officer, call that man back. Of course, he didn't know who was talking to him. He quickly called him back. I said, come on, submit yourself to search. And he did. And after frisking him, they let him go. It's absolute nonsense. Very nonsensical. We must stop all this nonsense and behave like a responsible nation.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Godike. You're getting very passionate about this search here, about security here. But quickly, let's look at what I would discuss today about
the crash of Lion Air Flight 610, the one that took place about 2 weeks ago, there out in Indonesia. Investigations are still going on. Only one of the black boxes has been found, and they are really doing everything to get the main important one that will tell what communications.
But it is a new plane.
Yeah. Nuclear.
And one will not think that nuclear will work.
Yeah, but well, if you've been following me, you would have heard me say severally. Airplanes are as old as their missed checks, and airplanes are as new as their checks sincerely done. Okay, and I've said this severally to you on this program. I would rather fly a 20-year-old airplane that's sincerely undergone a C or D check as may be due, than fly a 6-month aircraft that is due for an air check and it missed that air check. All right?
Yeah.
If you ask me, if you put two of them side by side and say, God, which one do you want to fly? I'll fly the 20-year-old that is undergone a D check. And I'm sure it's going to take me to my destination without issues. The brand new 6-month-old that is due for an air check and is yet to be done is dangerous. That's the nature of an airplane.
Okay, now let's move on very quickly.
All right. Can we go quickly to clip one of the Lion Air? Let's see how this whole thing came about.
The beautiful bright in the sky.
Yes, that's the Lion Air right in the sky there. One of the new model 737s, they call them MAX. You have them in MAX 7, MAX 8, but the very one that was involved in that crash was the MAX 8. And then you have MAX 9 and MAX 10 all coming on. And anyway, let's go on. October 29th, 2018 was a horrible and painful day in Indonesia. A scheduled domestic passenger flight operated by an Indonesian airline, Lion Air, crashed on that day, killing all 189 passengers and crew on board. Lion Air Flight 610 departed from Soekarno-Hatta International Airport in Jakarta to the Pati Amir Airport in Pangkal Pinang and crashed barely 13 minutes after takeoff.
I'm still very close by.
Oh yeah, just 13 minutes, a few miles away. Let's move quickly to clip 2. The aircraft involved in the crash. The aircraft involved in the accident was a Boeing 737 MAX 8. It's one of the regional airplanes, single aisle. The beautiful thing about this MAX series is that they are installed with engines that are efficient, fuel efficient, and noise efficient, and they are quite. And then their wings come in these divided winglets. Maybe if we find out, I'm going to show you a couple of photos that will show you how the tip of the wings are, and it makes them very easy to maneuver in the air, and then of course it makes flight smooth and saves a lot of fuel. That's a beautiful thing, and so it's profitable to use the MAX series for airline business, because of course you spend less money on fuel. All right, let's get on with this. The aircraft involved in the accident was a Boeing 737 MAX 8, registered as PKLQP with manufacturer serial number as 43,000. That's 43000. The aircraft which was excuse me. The aircraft which was leased from CMIG Aviation, that's CMIG Aviation Capital, and delivered new to Lion Air on 13th August 2018, was powered by 2 CFM International.
Very, very new aircraft.
Oh yeah, sure, very new. It was delivered on new to Lion Air on 13th August 2018. It was powered by 2 CFM International Leap. That's the new engine I was describing to you. That's very fuel efficient and noise efficient as well. It's known as the Leap series, International Leap engines. At the time of the accident, the aircraft had flown about 800 hours in service. At 800 hours, it should be getting ready for its air check, and I hope it had been done. This was the first accident involving a 737 MAX since its entry into service since on 22nd of May 2017. And the deadliest accident involving the Boeing 737. The wreckage from the Boeing 737 MAX was found in the Java Sea, off the coast of Java in the Republic of Indonesia. Can we go quickly to page 3?
Go, let's click 3.
Lion Air Flight 6, that's what we're looking at now, the flight details and accident. Lion Air Flight 610 took off from Jakarta on 29 October 2018 at 6:20 a.m. local time. That was on our own time here. The UTC time is 28 October 2018 at 11:20 p.m. UTC. All right, and was scheduled to arrive at Depati Amir Airport in Pangar, Penang at 7:20 a.m. On takeoff, flight 610 first headed westward direction. I'm going to show you a photo of its movement, and you see what we are describing. A westward direction, then circled around to a northeasterly heading, because its destination was actually northeast of where it took off. But then the runway he took off from was running westward, and that's where he headed, and then made it turn around to a northeasterly heading, which it held until crashing offshore northeast of Jakarta in waters estimated to be up to 35 meters, that's about 115 feet deep. According to reports, the flight crew had requested clearance to return to Jakarta Airport 19 kilometers, about 12 miles or 10 nautical miles into the flight. So something was wrong. The pilots knew something was wrong, made a request which was granted. Well, I think something went wrong as they tried to do that navigation to get back. And then, of course, the plane was seen to have nosed down at high speed into the sea. All right, let's continue. Communication between Air Traffic Control ATC and Flight 610 was suddenly lost at 6:33 a.m. ATC immediately alerted the Indonesian National Search and Rescue Agency, which promptly deployed 3 ships and a helicopter to the area. Can we do clip 4 very quickly?
Okay.
If you take a look at that photograph, you can see where it took off from in Jakarta.
Yeah.
That is one that it's not too clear for you here. Okay. But look at that line of the movement of the airplane.
That's the point where it crashed in the sea.
Yes, up until where you have the red spots. Can you see the red spots? That's at the point where the crash took place. Yes. But then it had moved. When it took off from the runway, it had moved a little bit west and then circled around. Can you see the circle on the line?
Yes.
And then moved northeast. As it's headed northeast, shortly after, the pilot announced that he wanted to turn around and come back because apparently something was wrong. But that thing that was wrong is yet to be, ascertained. Investigation is still going on. If in the next 1 week, when we do part 2, they have found out something more, I'll bring it to our team in viewers. Okay. Let's get on with the clip. By 7:30 a.m., the Indonesian National Search and Rescue Agency received reports that Flight 610 had crashed a few kilometers from an offshore oil platform. Some individuals at the oil platform actually saw it, nose down, heading straight into the seas. And remember, water is soft, but when you land on it, it is hard.
Very hard.
There is something that is called upthrust in water. Anything that lands in water gets a resistance that is equal to the weight and momentum with which it landed. It's awesome, as soft and easy as water is. But if you hit the first reaction of water is to resist you with the same amount of weight you came with, and of course tear you apart, and then let go for you to sink.
After you have been reduced to stability, then you can now go down properly.
Yeah, it's amazing of the nature of water. So you get that upthrust, which is equal to the weight with which you can down. That's water for you. All right, you do that in physics.
It's action and reaction.
Oh, well, that's so. The platform were said to have reported seeing the aircraft crash with a steep nose-down angle as boats from the platform raced towards the crash site. Debris from the Flight 610 began to float. So the plane was torn into shreds.
Yes.
Human beings were torn into shreds. As a matter of fact, initially they were not picking whole bodies; they were picking body parts.
The only good thing is that it won't. When you land on water, you don't actually explode like that into foam. We don't actually burn flames as it is that it is on ground.
No, that won't be flames. It douses that, but it breaks you into pieces because the same amount of force and weight you brought down on it, it gives back to you initially, and then let's go. That is what is known as upthrust. Okay, so let's move to clip 5. Clip 5, please. Here we go. Passengers and crew on board Lion Air Flight 610. The 189 people on board the aircraft constituted 181 passengers. That's making up of 178 adults, 1 child, and 2 babies. 6 cabin crew, 2 pilots. All the 189 passengers and crew were killed, unfortunately. The captain of the flight was identified as an Indian national who had worked for the airline for more than 7 years with about 6,000 hours of flight time logged in. The co-pilot was an Indonesian who had logged about 5,000 hours of flight time. The 6 flight attendants were all Indonesians. Let's do clip 6 very quickly. Are we there? Yeah. A total of 52 civil servants of Republic of Indonesia were on board.
Oh, that's not too good, man.
Oh, yeah. They include, number 1, 20 Ministry of Finance employees. 2, 10 Audit Board of Indonesia employees. 3, 2 auditors from Finance and Development Inspection Agency. 4, 7 Bangkok Belitung Regional People's Representative Council members. Those were all civil servants of the Republic of Indonesia. 5, 3 public attorneys. 6, 3 judges of Indonesia's High Court and National Court.
7 is 3 Ministry of Energy.
3 Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources employees. 8, 1 employee of Perusahaan Listrik Negara with his family. His wife and baby were in his company. 9, 3 Indonesian National Police officers were also informed. 2 confirmed foreigners were on board. That's the pilot from India and an Italian citizen known as Andre Manfredi, a professional cyclist. Very sad, isn't it?
The breakdown of
those
their lives.
Yeah. So flash out some of those photographs we have loaded in there to see if anyone would show us something better. Can we take a look at some of those photographs?
Can we see those photographs? We got the photographs.
And they come back to us. All right.
That's a beautiful private.
That's a beautiful airplane in the Max 8. Lovely, and ended up in the sea. Let's see the other one. This is a closer the movement of the airplane. You can see Jakarta, where it took off from.
Correct.
Then it first, went westwards, and then circled around and headed northeast, which should have taken it directly to his destination. Unfortunately, 30 minutes into that flight, something went wrong. The pilots announced that they were coming back to Jakarta,
But they never came back.
But never made it. Well, what's instructive and quite surprising was that after this accident, the owners of this airplane, the Boeing USA, sent in further instructions that there were misunderstanding of the primary flight display. The primary flight display in the cockpit, where you have your headings, your compass, your elevators, I mean, all the readings that the parameters that pilots look at when they are flying in order to keep. And then it was surprising that Boeing said, beware and be careful not to lose altitude on the nose down. I am still studying that to understand what they meant by that. It's a new after accident instruction that they issued. Okay. So, but I'm going to study that a little bit more to understand exactly what they meant by that instruction after the accident. Was there a factory fault that the plane came with? Was there something that pilots hadn't been trained enough to understand about this new model? There's something that they knew that led to such an instruction, because 737 MAX airplanes are still flying around the world, and they haven't called them in, to take another look at what might be. But they now issued instructions for pilots to beware. And so that's where we are.
We're praying. Really very sad one day. But one thing about flight here is sometimes.
This is only part one. We're going to be doing part two next week and see if something new is emerging, and then of course our viewers will be told. So sorry. Go
when you have not tested a crash, sometimes you will not understand. You will understand how it is. If you've not been bereaved by someone you may not just be seeing again. They are also very lucky that they could even see the remains if they are gathered for burial here, but it's quite sad here. When we discuss this as mere topics for discuss in the morning, but yet some families are mourning, and some families are maybe the young man with the wife and the child. If they are just the three of the family, God, certainly for sure that generation appears almost wiped out completely here. I'm really very sad. The civil servants, all God families here, and all of them, we are all on board here. Even the judges may have cases they want to deliver in court, or what the cases they are looking at in court here, but they all actually are passed on here. Really very sad one here. Like what I told you earlier, that they got maybe they told us that I think the first lady also want to land, so they kept us hovering around Kubwa, and my wife had been so certain that look, she whenever I leave from Lagos, she knows the time I'll call, and she expects the call and tell the case. Daddy must call at this time that they've landed, and I never called, and my line wasn't going through. Very unusual, and start the prayer stuff here.
Oh, of course.
And put ears and everything down here. But along the line and everything, after about 20 minutes, we landed, and I called her, and she said,
she was almost there.
It was almost. I love that.
She was almost there.
We got some presidential movement, as they told us on board. So we had to keep hovering around Kubwa, Dusi, Alhaji, and all of that. We could see them beneath, but we just cannot land because the big person had to come down first before other persons will drop here. Yeah. But I think it's something that is not very, very, very painful. And when I had that long journey from Johannesburg to Sao Paulo, I was just on top of the sea over 10 hours, and I just wondering. When I peep through the window, everything looks blue.
The geographic location of Sao Paulo and Joburg is a north, south, east, and west star. So once you take off from Joburg, you head west, and all the west you're heading is all Atlantic. It's all over water. Until you get to the tip of the
I was looking at the sea, and I just kept praying and said, "Okay, guys, Let's just arrive.
It's all over water,
Yeah.
all over water.
From
You
beginning
probably
to
see one or two islands, but you know it's mostly water. It's the same as if you're flying from South Africa to Australia. I mean, this time around you head east, and it's all over water.
Water. Water
and nothing else but water.
And
Occasionally you see one or two islands, and then you move on over water until you get to Australia. So that's where.
Thanks for coming.
The geography of the world.
Thanks for coming on the program here. We
Yeah.
pray for those who have lost persons somewhat, that God will console them.
Oh, sure.
Really painful here. These
Yeah, very
families,
painful.
they are still. That is the latest crash in the world.
That is the reason, of course, we must tell those that are working for us at the airport, especially those involved with security issues, for goodness sake, it's not about a big or small person. If you ask me, any two individuals that are getting into the airplane, even a little baby, carried, have equal rights.
That's true.
And equal rights to life. And everything must be done to keep everyone safe. And so, if I were one of the so-called big men, my joy of being big will be to submit myself humbly.
Okay, thank you.
To checks.
Thank you, Mr. Godwin. Our time is up here.
For my safety and
for
the safety of others.
Thank you very especially. Okay, we'll take a break now. Well, next week, Monday, 8 a.m., we'll be here to still talk aviation. But for now, let's take a break. When we return back, our programming continues.